Good evening, I'm Chris Costa. A woman from Gray is dead after police say she was hit by a drunk driver. Police say that driver is the husband of a North Yarmouth woman who went missing last October and was found dead by suicide. Cumberland County Sheriff's deputies arrested Jay Westra for operating under the influence. They believe he was the driver who hit and killed 40-year-old Samantha Rinaldi of Gray on Saturday night when she was walking on Yarmouth Road in Gray. Rinaldi was taken to Maine Medical Center where she later died. Police said Westra's 11-year-old daughter was in the car. Westra's wife, Kristen, was the subject of an extensive search in October of 2018 when she went missing from her home. She was later found dead in a wooded area near her home. Police say she died by suicide. The family of a man missing since September says his remains have been found. The fiancé and daughter of 47-year-old Thomas Lynch confirmed that the remains the Warden Service found this morning are his. Wardens and the Bangor police found the human remains in a wooded area near 900 Stillwater Avenue this morning. That's near where Lynch was last seen. The remains will be taken to the office of the chief medical examiner for identification. After a shooting that killed a woman at a California synagogue Saturday, a Holocaust survivor is sharing his story in Maine as part of an effort to support a bill in the state legislature to require students here to learn about one of the worst genocides in history. News Center's Samantha Sugarman shows us how Charles Roatmill escaped religious persecution and why he wants everyone to know stories like his, even after he can't tell them. Holocaust Remembrance Day, or Yom HaShoah, falls on this Thursday, May 2nd, but the Days of Remembrance run for 8 days, starting today and ending next Sunday. After yesterday's shooting at the synagogue in a San Diego suburb, the director of Maine's Holocaust and Human Rights Center says they are seeing a rise in acts of violence and hate speech nationwide.
We teach about the pyramid of hate. The prejudice attitudes lead to acts of prejudice. The acts of prejudice leads to discrimination. The discrimination leads to violence, and that violence in its worst form leads to genocide.
Well, the sun did show up for a little bit today, but more rain is heading our way. Meteorologist Ryan Brenton is here now with a look at how things are shaping up for the week. Hey, Ryan.
Hi, Chris.
All right, Ryan, thank you very much. Dozens of Maine's oldest heroes returned from the trip of a lifetime this afternoon. They were part of Honor Flight Maine's first trip of 2019, the nonprofit dedicated to bringing veterans from around the country to Washington, D.C. to see their war memorials. News Center Samantha York has more from their homecoming. To learn more about Honor Flight Maine and to see more pictures from the trip, just head to our website or mobile app. Coming up next on News Center, after yet another shooting at a synagogue in California, lawmakers on Capitol Hill are calling for gun safety measures. Emergency crews are working to rescue 5 men trapped in a cave in Southwest Virginia. First responders say 6 men went into the Cyclops Cave Friday evening with plans to stay for an extended period of time, but heavy rain made it hard for them to get out. One man did manage to get out early this morning and reported the others were exhausted and suffering from hypothermia. First responders have made contact with the men and gave them water and blankets.
Currently, we have resources responding from all over the state. Virginia has a pretty extensive network of cave rescue teams that the Department of Emergency Management helps coordinate. So you'll see teams here from Blacksburg and other places. We also have teams all over the eastern seaboard that are on standby.
Officials say the rescue operation could take 8 to 12 hours because the cave is extremely small. The cave is 7 miles long, but officials say the men are not that far down in the cave. President Trump is denouncing the attack on a synagogue near San Diego after a gunman opened fire on worshipers, killing a woman. Lawmakers are once again calling for stricter gun laws. Jennifer Johnson reports from Capitol Hill. When News Center Maine continues, the 1 in 5K benefit race hit the roads today, helping to raise donations for sexual assault victims across the state. 1 in 5 Mainers will experience sexual violence in their lifetimes. That's according to the Sexual Assault Crisis and Support Center, which held its annual 1 in 5K event this morning at Thomas College in Waterville. More than 550 runners took off just after 9 o'clock to raise awareness of sexual violence and raise money to provide free support groups and one-on-one counseling right here at home. News Center anchor Lindsay Mills emceed the event before the runners took off around Waterville, each of them wearing a powerful message.
1 in 5 bibs are in the color teal, which is sexual assault awareness color. And so when you see this sea of 550 people and every 5th bib is teal, it's a visual that you can't deny is powerful.
Free and confidential support is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The Sexual Assault Crisis and Support Center at 1-800-871-7741. Strickler says you do not have to be in a crisis to call. Meteorologist Ryan Bretton's here now with the first look at the forecast, and we finally saw the sun and everybody coming out of their homes to do their yard work.
Did it feel good?
All right, on to some sports now. The Celtics are headed into Game 2 of their second-round playoff matchup against the 1-seed Milwaukee Bucks after a strong win earlier today. Boston led by 2 at halftime and cruised in the second half to win 112-90. Game 2 is in Milwaukee on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, the Boston Red Sox losing again to the first-place Tampa Bay Rays this afternoon in Boston by a score of 5-2. The Sox hope to right the ship and start their series with the Oakland Athletics tomorrow night. Back to some national headlines coming up on News Center Maine. More information on the fatal crane crash in Washington, plus a tragic night in Tennessee with at least 7 people killed. We'll have the latest details.